Hello, welcome to CryptoCoach365, day 131, I believe. Michael Tozoni here. Excuse me. First day at the Free State Blockchain Conference, something like that. I forgot what the name of this conference is, but basically, New Hampshire Bitcoin and Cryptocurrency Conference. This is the one that's put on by Bruce Fenton. Sometimes it takes me a little while to pull the names out of my head. So yeah, this is one put on by Bruce Fenton. I'm here because I consider Bruce a friend. He's definitely an awesome guy to hang out with. He's also, I don't know if he still is. He's on the board of the Bitcoin Foundation, I believe. And he has this conference, and he's also in charge of the Satoshi Roundtable conference. Satoshi Roundtable is kind of like the Bilderberg, I guess, of cryptocurrency. So that's where all the top people get together in a private place that is not announced, and where they can. There's lots of security there, and they can basically meet in private without any disruptions, without any media, without any other people kind of interrupting. Usually these are the kind of people that when they go to conferences, you see them up on stage, and then as soon as they're done with their speaking gigs, they go behind the stage and are whisked away, sometimes by security. So yeah, very high level kind of people go to his conferences, and this was supposed to be kind of like a mini version of it, of the Satoshi Roundtable. It was totally open for anybody to attend, but the attendee numbers seem to be around 100, maybe less, which honestly, like I've been to some conferences that were very small. I'm not gonna name names, but they were small. And usually when a conference is very small, it's typically like they kind of failed with their marketing, or they failed to attract attention. In this case, all the people that were actually here were very, very, very high caliber people. So as opposed to it being like a little meetup where people are just like, oh, I want to know about this Bitcoin thing or whatever, here it's like all high level people. But for whatever reason, it's, even though it was public, it still had few other attendees. But either way, I'm very glad I'm here. There's Bruce is here, of course. Daniel Kravitz, my friend who used to work with me on Mycelium a while ago, is here. Guys from Open Bazaar are here. Paul Snow from Factum is here. Will Pangman from like Everything is here. A lot of familiar faces that I'm very happy to hang out with and see again, because I haven't seen them in a while. Also, I'm kind of noticing a bit of a trend, I guess, with me, that like when you get home, it's easy to relax. You come home and you feel like you just finished all this traveling, and you're stressed and you're overwhelmed, and you just want to unwind. And sometimes issues like, I don't know if it's depression or just too much pressure, too much stress, something just comes on you, and I crashed. But when I go to these kind of conferences, or when I go to business meetings, or when I go especially to my business coach JT's like his presentations or his masterminds, it really kind of motivates me and kind of like reminds me of who I'm working with, who I'm working for, and what I'm working towards, and really gets me going and moving again. So again, I'm here, and it's like, yay, all these people, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, hey, let's do this, hey, we can do that, hey, that's a great idea for my business, hey, there's an idea for your business. And I mean, it's all, I guess, relationships, but in this case, it's just really pushing me to keep going, I guess. And actually, a lot of us here are like that, where a lot of the people at these conferences are kind of the OGs who've been through this since, some since a little later, since 2013, some since earlier, like myself. But we've been through the ups and downs and the grinds and the crashes and the stresses and the multiple Bitcoin obituaries, of which another one came out again. Like another article was recently, today came out, that said some Juniper Research or something says that it's probably the end for cryptocurrencies based on the volume slowing down, and the prices are not really doing anything, and adoption is not doing anything, and there's almost no price movement even despite some global currency events that have been happening. I don't remember if they mentioned Turkey, but so they're basically saying, well, I guess Bitcoin is not reacting to anything. Yeah, not to us. I mean, there's less volume, but because last year was just growing like crazy and people were getting into it, speculating, so now the volume is mainly like people actually using it, and it's like flushed out the weak hands, I guess. So the people who understand what it's for, the ones who are still using that volume. And yeah, around this room again, nobody's going to be abandoning Bitcoin here. Everybody supports it, and like Bruce said, that even if it crashes down to like 3 cents, he's going to go around and buy up as much of it as it can, just because, just as a collectible to remind him of the good times we've had and all this stuff. Because like even if we're wrong about Bitcoin, I know we're not wrong about ideology, because I mean we have good beliefs. If Bitcoin is not going to bring it, something else will. And even if we're not about if we're wrong about Bitcoin, that it's going to crash, we're still going to. We still learned a lot. I feel we still did a lot of good. We still developed a lot of good technologies that can be used in other cases, and we can still apply a lot of the things that we have learned to all our other business and entrepreneurial and technical and other kind of projects anyway. So, but like I said, there's a lot of people. Like you might be outside thinking, okay, what's going on with Bitcoin? If it's not really going anywhere, the price might be crashing. You know, is it going to survive? But I'm telling you, up like at the top, there are a lot of people with a lot of money and a lot of Bitcoin who are not in it specifically for the money. They're in it for the big goal that Bitcoin wants to attain, and they are not going to give up. So like regardless of what happens, they're going to keep working and keep fighting until Bitcoin succeeds, until it becomes the currency, and myself included. So that's basically what I'll be working on and continue to work as well, including the big project that you're probably following along, which I've hinted a few times, but I'm not really talking much about. But yeah, we're not letting Bitcoin die. So anyway, long day. Tomorrow is going to be another day. I definitely feel a lot more energized. Oh, I gotta say, Bruce has, I mean, his whole family is interesting, but to me, it's been kind of like looking into the lifestyles of the rich and successful. Not like the rich and famous of like the whole celebrity crap that you might see on TV, where like housewives and stuff, where they're all spoiled, stupid kids and like who don't know how to handle money, and their families who just look like they're trash basically with a lot of dollars. No, Bruce is, he knows money, he knows schooling, he knows politics, he knows economics, he knows a lot of stuff, and he knows how to manage it. His job was managing money for some of the wealthiest people in the world, and he's teaching his kid a lot of the same stuff. So his kid AC right now is 12. I met him back when he was 8. At 8 he borrowed $100 from his dad. He used part of that money to hire somebody to come up with a design for a coffee mug. No, 8 years old. And the rest of the money to buy a couple of those coffee mugs through a printing company. And then he would go to Bitcoin conferences with his dad and try to sell those mugs in person. So like, you know, little 8-year-old comes up to you and says, excuse me, sir, would you like to buy my mug? I'm trying to start a business. A lot of people like they can't say no. So he would sell those mugs, and he's still selling them to this day. But about 2 years after he was doing that, maybe even a year later, excuse me, this little 8-year-old sold enough mugs where he paid off his dad's $100 loan. Yeah, it's not like Trump's a small loan of $1 million. In this case, it was a small loan of $100. Sorry, but anyway, he paid off the loan. He paid off all the inventory. He still had at the time $400 worth of inventory of those mugs left, and or something like that, and had a lot of money left over that he basically used his own money to buy himself a laptop that is entirely his, and I guess this would be at 9 or 10, and then set that laptop up on a treadmill so that he can walk on the treadmill while learning how to program using Minecraft. Minecraft it's a online video game, but it has a lot of like little teaching tools in it too. So yeah, this little 8-year-old started his own mug business, and by like turning it around, I mean not turning around, but like got a mug business, got it going, made some money, paid off the loans. Still apparently running this his mug business because he's still selling them here. And yeah, all of this was basically taught by his dad. It's a reflection of how awesome his dad was. And here he's 12. After the conference, we went to Bruce's farm. He bought this big farm area, was a lodge out by the lagoon that in New Hampshire, big area. And there's a John Deere kind of a tractor, not tractor, but kind of like a golf cart, but seems like more of an off-roader, kind of a longer golf cart, still for 4 people. But AC was driving people around, so 12-year-old knows how to drive a little cart. It's obviously only 1 speed, forward and backward, not very fast. But he was driving people around this little thing all by himself and kind of giving people tours because it's a historic landmark that was bought here. There was a Native American and colonist conflict here many years ago. But he would drive around and he would kind of explain to us, this is that, and this is what this happened, and there's this place here, and look at this place here, and this is history. So we're getting a little tour, and yeah, I was just like, I'm just amazed. Like, we got driven around by a 12-year-old who did a pretty good job driving everybody and got a tour out of it too. So again, like some amazing kids if the parents know how to raise them, I guess. So yeah, that was very cool. So anyway, for now I'm gonna, day's over, I'm gonna catch up on some stuff, and then probably, I feel like I'm gonna take a long bath because I need to relax for a bit. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll, sorry if these things have been going up a little bit late. I've had a bit of a trouble getting a good Wi-Fi signal. Like right here, these videos are taking about an hour or more to upload. So, and before then I didn't have access to Wi-Fi for a day. So anyway, sorry they're late, but they're coming. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.